Aries 106.
Ooh.
I caught you being one of the dragoons. You're my mod. You do realize that. And I told you I'd cut you off real quick. Well, Aries, consider yourself completely cut off because I'm not going to deal with this bullshit drama nonsense anymore and these people talking lies about me. I'm done. Aries, you're cut off. You're no longer allowed on my page. You're no longer allowed as a moderator. You're no longer to speak and say your opinion and all that. You're completely cut off, Aries, because you showed your true colors and you showed you really don't fucking care about me. That you aren't the person who I thought you were, Aries. So you're freaking cut off. Congratulations. You're no longer my friend because you showed what kind of friendship you are, you backstabbing piece of shit. Why? Why does it have to be this way? Oh, woe is me. Woe is me. Why? 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 Hey, Mom, how about you be a mother and stick up for your daughter for once? How about you be a mother and stick up for your daughter for once? How about you not stick up for someone who's been evil toward your daughter for years? Maybe that might make you look like a good mother in my eyes, Mom. Maybe if you actually stuck up for me for once in your life. Maybe if you were there for me and actually acted like a mother. Maybe things would have been better in my life. Maybe I wouldn't have been so fucking screwed up if you were there for me. But you've never been there for me when I truly needed you. And you may be like, I let you live in my house, but you weren't emotionally there for me. You laughed at me every time I cried for losing my husband. Would you like to be laughed at for losing your husband? When Dad dies, should I be laughing in your face? Ha 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 ha, Dad's dead. Oh, he's gone out of your life. Ha ha ha. That's what you did to me. That's what. And then you're sticking up for a woman who fucking has lied about me. But you're gonna believe those lies. Because you just cannot seem to love me the way you should be loving me. So maybe you should be standing up for your daughter instead of morons who you don't even know over the internet. You don't know shit about Sabella. I came out of your body, bitch. Remember that. I came out of your body. And the reason why I'm like this is because you weren't there for me. And now, the mother in me is taking over. And I'm going to be my own mother. And I'm going to stick up for my own self and be the mother you never were to me. I'll be my own mother. I don't need you. You can go stick up for that bitch. You can go ignore your daughter for the rest of your life. You can go do that. And you can regret it every day of your life that you never held your baby when she needed you.
I am David Attenborough. And this is Todd and Nature. Todd and Nature. Todd and Nature.
I sell barrel rolling, barrel rolling. 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 I sell.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
Go fuck yourselves. Go fuck yourselves.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
Go fuck yourselves.
That's right, folks.
Goddamn motherfucking go! Motherfucking go! Motherfucking go! Goddamn motherfucking go! Motherfucking go! Motherfucking go!
I sell barrel rolling, barrel rolling. 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 Barrel rolling, barrel rolling. I sell barrel rolling, barrel rolling. I sell barrel rolling, barrel rolling. I sell barrel rolling, barrel rolling.
Because I'm not going to have the lexicon out there for my name, JWE Revelation News, of having a small fucking dick. I don't. I have a normal-sized Eastern European slack. I have slack. Shanny, do I hang a bit?
You hang a bit.
Do I flop?
You flop.
See, I got floppage, folks.
Hot damn! Hot damn!
Shanny, you're not a Christian. You're a whore.
I have slack.
Hot damn! Hot damn!
You can't even be honest with yourselves. That's sad.
Because I'm not going to have the lexicon out there for my name, JWE Revelation News, of having a small fucking dick. Small fucking dick.
Jason.
Small fucking dick. Small fucking dick.
He's got bigger feet than you.
But yeah, you have to say that. Like,
I'm sorry.
yeah, just fucking leave it alone. I don't want people to know that.
Jason, chill out.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
Go fuck yourselves. Go fuck yourselves.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
Go fuck yourselves.
That's right, folks.
I sell barrel rolling, barrel rolling. 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 I sell barrel rolling, barrel rolling.
parents are stupid.
You're a punk ass bitch.
If we are free, I can go out and kill that motherfucker that I don't like right now.
Your goddamn motherfucking toe!
Can you say it? Say it right now for me.
You're evil fucking woman.
So good night, everybody, and fuck off. Fuck off.
That's the worst line in any movie ever. Okay, I'm done.
Who cares if I use the Lord's name in vain?
Oh my
I
God.
bet you do sins too. What sins you do?
Chill out. Why do we have to... Oh my God, can't it just stay chill?
Why are you my fucking judge?
God damn it, I'm done. Why can't it just stay fucking chillin'?
Why can't people just come to my streams and not say things I don't like? Oh my God. What is it with you people listening to the things that I say and responding to it in a way that is suitable for me? Why? Why can't we do that? Hey, what's going on, folks? Yeah, so I have that thing that you guys see at the beginning. This right here. These are just the GIF images that pop up for the super chats and shit like that. I just put there so I can check to see if the stream is actually up. Sometimes Restream doesn't do what it's supposed to be doing, so it gives me a few seconds to test it without anybody losing any of the wonderful music y'all love so much. But big shout out to Hannibal Amani and the Hannibal Amani shit show. Matter of fact, let me text a grower of knees right now and remind him that we need those V-necks, my man. Let's say you got them V-necks. I've been asking for him. I've been asking. So he's a busy man. So yeah. So I hope y'all enjoyed yesterday. I like hearing from you all. I like members only mode. Oh my God. I like hearing from you all because just like use this perfect example. We had somebody sort of new to all this come in, Vila, give her impression of this. And that's I like hearing from people who are new. People who have known Shanny from back when we all were doing Google Plus Hangouts and shit like that. We've been knowing Shanny. She doesn't change. It's always a cycle. There's always some new idiot that believes her sob story or is getting paid and all that bullshit. None of this stuff is new. None of it's new. I appreciate people who are concerned about somebody saying shit about me and my wife. We've been through that way years ago, right? With far more crazier people, right? The difference is that when I met this person in real life, I hurt him. Now, anyway, the fun thing about Jason and Shanny here is that they still really can't grasp the issues that they themselves have. And they have to find a way in order to make it someone else's fault. Right? There's no ability for them, even though Shanny spends an enormous amount of time on Twitter trying to criticize literally anyone. Do some of the people Shanny criticizes deserve it? Absolutely. She criticizes some people that I don't like. That's fine. But she can't then turn around and be upset when people do the same to her. If people want to make videos about me and what I get wrong or my personality, that's fine. You are more than welcome to do that. Get your dollar, do whatever you need to do. Or if it's just for fun, doesn't matter.
You other persons
Cannot. Well, hang a bit for the weekend. Yes, hang a bit. So that's the issue. That is the issue. My thing is that if you don't want people criticizing you, the best thing to do, in all honesty, is not to post your shit. Like the best thing that a person can do To avoid criticism is to just keep all those thoughts that you're scared of, those sacred thoughts. You know, everything that you believe is sacrosanct and no one can touch it, keep it inside your head because people can't touch the intangible, right? It's that simple. But issue is victim. Shanny has to be a victim in some way, shape, or form. She needs to be victimized by somebody or something. When she's not being actually victimized by anything, she fabricates stuff. And so when people call her out for lying about that, then she's a victim of people harassing her. All of you who have eyes and ears and more than, I don't know, a 60 fucking IQ, you can kind of figure out that what she's saying is not true. It doesn't take much. So that starts the ball rolling. She starts lying about something, adults point it out, and then we get into it. And then the cycle goes until she has had enough. She hasn't had the affirmation because there's usually an attempt at some point to try and curry favor with somebody who believes a sob story. I had somebody believe, oh, aren't you sad? Shanny could do something to herself. Yes, I've seen her scratch her wrists and then show everyone, look, I scratched myself. I don't care. Shanny doesn't give a shit about anybody else's mental health, even though she knows. And she, in fact, in some rare occasions, she has actually used that against people. Just saying. She's actually done that before, and some of you have been around long enough to see that, where she knows someone has a debilitating mental illness, and she hones in on it and attempts to use it to attack them. So why should anyone give her any quarter because she's hiding behind mental illness, and some, in fact, that have not actually been diagnosed? Let's be real. A lot of it hasn't. So, no, not playing that game here. If you can give criticism, you're going to get criticism. If you have no regard for other people's mental health, then don't complain when no one gives a shit about yours. It's that simple. It's honestly that simple. It's not rocket science, but I know there are certain people who get on the internet, they have a cool setup and all the cool OBS and all this fun shit, and they don't know dick. We get it. The internet's an interesting place, but people got to do it for whatever reason. Some people got to do it because, you know what, they don't have a loving family. Some people like me just enjoy it because it's entertaining. I like doing it. This is funny to me. Is it cathartic? Not really. No. I'd rather be eating a steak, getting my dick sucked, and having a massage, honestly. And playing the pirate game, Atlas. I love doing that. That's what I spend far too much time playing that game, actually. That's what I actually, really get something out of. But, yeah. So, but others, there's something more. There's something missing out of their life. Like Shanny. What's missing? There's a wonderful video, and I need to go back and find this video, where Shanny talks about the important things in life. And she lists about 3 or 4 things. You know the top 2, one of those was food. Obviously, you know that. Again, Shanny. But who remembers what didn't make the list? And this is for folks who've been around for a while. Who remembers her listing off the things that are important to her in life, and who remembers what she left off of it? That people were shocked but not shocked. I know you're gonna have to think back for this one. Oh, somebody mentioned it on fucking Twitch. Kids. Left that off. Oh, somebody said Jason. Was it Jason? No, I want to say Jason was on the list. I believe Jason was on the list. But I don't think the kids made it. I could be wrong. Yeah, the kids didn't either. Yeah, she left both of them off? Yeah, I know the kids didn't make the list at all. And it's sad. It's sad. Yeah. For those of you who remember, yeah, the kids. That's sad. Other shit, food made the list over your own kids. I mean, it's as sad as that is. Again, I'm gonna have to find that video for y'all, but some of y'all remember that one, and it's pathetic, absolutely pathetic. Y'all know Red wouldn't make that damn list. Come on now. Who said dentist? Put that person time out. Who said dentist?
I don't want my channel to be about fucking idiots like DC Media Woman and fucking. I don't want a channel like that, really. I want a chill out spot
That's awesome, fish, fat bitch.
You know, if you want a chill out spot, then put it on members only mode so people can. Oh wait, you can't do that because you don't really have much of a channel. Okay, cool. Then if you only want people who say nice things, then pay whoever you want to, and they can just fill your chats with all the stuff that you like. I don't want that type of environment around here. You know, and the people who've been around here, people who know me, I don't like that. It's surrounding yourself with people who just kiss your ass. That's not how you breed honesty and integrity and openness. That's not how you do that. Because none of us are infallible. So why would you want an environment that encourages that sort of thing? Maybe it's because possibly has something to do with the fact that you're insecure. Maybe. We'll see.
Lion. Watching you helps my multiple personalities. I don't have multiple.
Bless you.
Jesus bless you. I don't have multiple personality disorder, but I certainly have experience in the medical business with people who have multiple personality disorder. So
In the medical business.
Understand and support you in every single way.
Amen to that. I love you, sister, and I love every one of you. Okay, and so does Jesus. That's the thing. Oh my God, Jesus is so amazing. Like, he's the best. You've probably talked to him.
We already passed that stuff. You bring up old stuff thinking that it will trigger us. We've already passed all that stuff.
Yeah, we're done, man.
Like, all this stuff you talk about, like, Shanny and Rev said this and this, like, all these little things we get passed by really fast, and you guys linger on it.
Pretty fast.
What we're talking to each other over this stuff, and it seems like you guys are more over emotional and more triggered by what we say than we say to ourselves.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Yeah, 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 that's so true. Yeah, Shanny, yeah.
So, the issue is, and that's the word of the day if y'all can call on that people sit and linger on the things that they say. Well, check this out. If I am spending time, they spent 3.5 hours in this one stream. 3.5 hours. If you're going to be on that long, what is the takeaway that you want people to have? There has to be some reason that you would be live on the internet where literally anyone can see you for 3.5 hours of your day. 3.5 waking hours. So there's some reason why you went live. There's something that you put out there that you want people to get. Right? So people paying attention to what you say would sort of be an implicit task in order to ascertain what goes on in this 3.5 hours. Okay, so next step. People are lingering on statements. Why are they doing that? If you don't want people to linger on statements, then what is the expectation, I have to ask? Because I could tell you why. You guys say very lousy things. You outright lie, right? Which is hilarious to catch. But then there are funny things that you say, such as the quotable fucking Shanny gaffes. Shanny has MCD, multiple chin disorder. Ooh, is that the Irish? Yes, Irish. Of course it is. You're wrong for that. What is the expectation? Is that you want people to sit for 3.5 hours, blow smoke up your ass, and get what out of it, right? When people watch my streams, I can tell you the feedback that I get. Oh, Drag, you used the word, and I had to look that word up, and so now I use that word all the time. Oh, you know what? You mentioned this concept, now I got to go, look that up. Or Drag, you didn't know about something, so I wanted to take the time to look into it and get back to you. There's usually something that people get out of my stream. Just nothing. It's pure entertainment, sure, obviously, but it's a bit more than that. But that's my personal goals for my channel, and I understand that not everyone has that. Some people just put on fingerless or chipless gloves and beanies and make shit up all the time. Right? And that's entertaining to some people. But it's different. But I'm not really sure. I couldn't tell you, other than blowing smoke up their ass, and kissing their ass all the time, what else do they desire from their audience? And I think that's an interesting question for some of y'all to ask yourselves. Who's that? Finding Chris became... Why? Your husband's going to kick you out for doing that. You know that means you've become a part of my online harem, right? You do. That's what that means. You get choked every Friday.
Like, why do you care these intricate fucking details of our fucking life?
Because you offer them, you fucking nonce. You tell people. You literally talk about it. So people go, holy shit. Jason, why did you mention that you were coughing blood? That, I could tell you, no less than, oh God, so this is January 8th now? What is it? January 8th. I can tell you within the last 45 days, me and my wife have had no less than 6 conversations about him coughing up blood. Because it's so common. To him, that, I'm pulling my mantra, to this guy that you can't see, how many times have you guys heard him say he coughs up blood? That's not normal. That's not normal. Having a pulmonary bleed is not okay, right? But it's so casual to him. But picking up details like that is a problem. Well, Rev, if you don't want people to pick up details about your life, why do you keep talking about your life and what's going on with you? I can't understand that. If I don't want people to criticize my grilling, which people have, by the way, absolutely, and they should, then I should probably not tell people I'm going to go grill. I should probably not make videos of me grilling, right? It doesn't, people wouldn't even know unless I said something. You only know what you put out there. People in your audience and out here and in this box here only know what you place in front of them. But you're upset that we have a modicum of an attention span beyond that of a hamster, and you're upset by that. Well, Jason, if there's something that you're putting out and people are paying attention to it and you don't like that, do you see the issue with that, right? You put out details, people pay attention to those details, and then they recollect and go, hold on, you said this, but you also said this. Again, details you put out and that upsets you. Whose fault is that, Jason? That's your fault. That's Shanny's fault. Y'all telling yourselves. All the information that I have about y'all is from y'all. You want to see Jason? Here we go. How about this? Let's see. How do I know so much about Shanny and Rev? Man. I wonder if, ignore the anime titties. Oh man, I wonder how you know so much about Shanny. Oh my God. All these details. How do we know about all these fucking details? Where do they come from? My God, I wonder, right? You put it out there. It's not rocket science.
Like, why do you care so much, for fuck's sake? Louisiana Congressman-elect Luke Leptow dies of COVID.
Who?
Louisiana Congressman died of COVID. Jesus Christ.
He was so young.
He's a young man.
41.
He was young.
Man. I knew him. He was a good man. He was not an asshole. Oh my God, this is horrible. This is fucking horrible mourning in Babylon. There's mourning in Babylon, folks. Do you get that? The Lord's coming back. Just be clean. You know, this is horrible. Oh my God, a congressman
Thank
died.
you, Dragon Queen. I have bipolar and get picked on. I think that's why I have a soft spot for Shanny, because I get being judged for my mental disorder. Thank you, Dragon. It's constantly being fucking picked on over it.
You have to let it linger.
And my words being misstrued.
Yeah, all the...
And her words being... So no, people don't pick on Shanny because of her mental illness. People point out that she's lying. And she doesn't like it. Listen to when she says something and Rev retorts, no, Shanny, I think that's wrong. Even recently, you see how uncomfortable she gets, and there's a pause because she's ready.
Yelling in your ear.
Please don't yell.
She looks like an open 577 when she face down in the baby carrot accepting position.
A 577 is a military vehicle. And I know what he's talking about. That's the fucking command vehicle that we use fucking headquarters.
Yelling in your ear.
Please don't yell.
Am I?
If there was a spokesperson for Chitlins, it would be Shanny.
That's wrong. Y'all wrong for that. You know what? After the 577 chitlins, I forgot what I was gonna say. Fuck.
The time they do that, but they always did that to you.
It's so. Oh.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
Have you ever farted in your hand and threw it at Jason? What the fuck?
That's a question.
No, but that seems kind of funny to do.
That's a funny question
That would be like a funny thing. I could see me doing that and you'd laugh.
I'd laugh, yeah. I'd laugh.
Actually, I could see you doing it first before I do it.
No, I don't do stuff like that. That's invading your privacy.
So you can't. He wouldn't do that. Well, good. That's invading her privacy. But you don't care about putting a camera on her when she's sitting next to you. She feels nasty and disgusting. And when she told you about her boundaries, you told her to shut up. I'm sorry, Jason. I was listening to details of stuff that you say and things that you do. I'm so sorry. Comparing.
Yelling in your ear.
Please don't yell.
Rev was coughing blood because Shanny was on her period. Get it?
Somebody put Angry Roach in timeout. Put him in timeout. Just keep putting him in timeout.
Invading everything, okay? You don't do that. A cup of sauce in the face. You don't do it. Hey.
I know.
You don't do it to folks.
I just didn't know if you were finished talking because
I'm sorry. I have massive euphoria. I feel like Jesus is coming tomorrow. Like, it's really big.
Jesus. It's so hard to have people judge me for my personalities, and they shouldn't.
No.
They should just understand you go through this process.
No, people should judge you based upon the characteristics that you display. Absolutely wrong. So if your personality is of a malignant fucking narcissist, as somebody who is malicious and is a pathological liar, right? People should absolutely judge you. Just like the same if you were a benevolent fucking leader of a country, people should judge you, right? But that's based upon what you display. You notice people just need to just go along. You know, they just need to understand. No. I think that what you're trying to do here, Shanny, is absolve yourself from any responsibility. You want to be able to judge any person out there based upon their personality, based upon things that they do and say, but you don't want that reciprocated. And so, that's not reality.
It's just who you are.
I need an artist.
You shouldn't be judged for having that. That's not your fault.
All right,
you didn't ask for it.
Could I make a request to the audience? I don't know, maybe Ash, maybe, because
the Leatherface. They're talking about old Leatherface.
No, she's an artist, right? Ash, she's an artist.
To answer your question, my experience in the medical field, I was a home health aide dealing with people who had psychological issues.
Accurate. So when she talks about that was her last job when she was living with her mom. So there was an old folks home, essentially, folks that in their last months of life and severe mental disorders. So, you know, they need help getting up, shit, and all that kind of stuff. So she helped out with that. Very menial labor stuff. So she got fired from that job for going live on YouTube while she was supposed to be working. Fun fact.
I need an artist to draw a picture of me in the stylized version of, like, a cyberpunk type art. With me with the shiny glasses on, the mirror glasses. I have a few videos where I'm wearing them. Like, take your favorite shot of that from a video, and could you paint me a picture of the Reverend Dude? Could you do that?
I don't paint.
Not you!
Oh.
Like, I thought I said Ash. You don't listen to a fucking word I say.
I don't know if she's even in the audience.
No, that's fine. I'm just thinking of people that are artists that we know. You know. I bet she would do
That
awesome.
is not true. I worked as a nurse
I'll pay you,
in
Ashley.
a nursing home for 2 weeks before I was fired. That's not true
Oh my
at
God.
all.
Where did they get this fucking shit from?
From my mom. She keeps lying about my life.
She's a habitual liar, folks.
She's barely been in my fucking life.
Do these fucking people...
So wait. So the mother that you were staying with while you had the piece of job, right? And if she wants to call herself a home nurse, whatever, you helped out people who are actually trained medically in a facility caring for older folks, and you got fired. Well, Drag, how do you know? I was in her live chat as she was at work with the big fucking wooden desk late at night, usually 9 p.m., 9 p.m. my time. This is back when I was living in Maryland. I remember that. I remember seeing that. And then she actually had acknowledged it right around the time she got fired. We may have those videos somewhere. But still, you have to ask yourself, that's not true. That's not true. Why was Jason paying her bills, and why was she no longer living with her mother after that time period? Just saying. Because, I mean, she can say that that's not what happened. But if she's a grown woman, take care of herself, all that bullshit, then why does she have to beg Jason to pay for her hotel bill instead of having a job? Just saying. So I'm looking for a picture. Somebody did Photoshop Jason with the cyberpunk thing. I'm trying to find it. I might have skipped it. I don't know. But I wanted to actually share it because somebody actually did a pretty good job. They did a pretty good job.
People know how bad of a liar your mother is.
No.
Do they know?
I don't think so.
I don't think they know how bad of a fucking liar she is. Folks. Shanny? Oh my god, nothing. Never mind.
Now they're downgrading my training.
What do you mean downgrading your training?
It takes 6 weeks of training, so.
Goddamn motherfucking.
Who cares? Fucking snobs.
Oh my god.
They are.
What the fuck is going on now?
It's this constant competition thing, like I'm better than you.
Well, what are you talking about? Who?
Can you not yell?
Who are you talking about, for fuck's sake? Like who?
Stupid idiot commenter.
Oh, okay.
Jesus.
Wow, there's a lot of them.
Right?
There's a lot of them. Stupid idiot commenters. I have to wash my fucking hands. I'm sorry, I'm just frustrated because my hands keep getting dirty from this shit.
Stupid commenters. The problem with Shanny is that, like, if she worked the job, she worked the job. That's fine. But Shanny will then go on to say that she has a degree in psychology or some shit like that. I have my major was psychology. No, you have to actually attend college past a few months to actually like have a major outside of taking, you know, your core requirements, Shanny. You went to community college to try and get your GED. That failed. So no, you kind of can't have a major when you're going to get your GED. Just saying. But if she wants to lie and say that, that's fine. That's fine.
But see, I wouldn't trust people on the internet. Honestly, I wouldn't trust people on the internet after our little mother burrito scene.
Oh my god.
I wouldn't trust people on the internet to do art for you again.
No, you're right, but Ashley is like, she's made stuff for us.
Yeah, she might do that. I don't know.
Alright, whatever, fine. Forget it. Jesus Christ, I can't say anything.
Oh, they're arguing again.
I'm so sorry. I don't know if I'm overboard or not anymore.
Oh my god, Shanny. I was just asking a friend of ours if she could maybe sketch something.
I know, I apologize.
And I'll pay her for the work. I'll pay her.
True.
I'll pay her. I'll pay her damn good. Okay? I'll pay her good. Money.
And you're a broken record because you keep saying I'm manipulative and Jason is a big baby.
Oh my god, what the fuck, man?
Go away.
It's not true at all. Absolutely not true.
Look, I'm not that very mature, but...
How about you just stop being judgmental and labeling people?
Well, no, I'll admit that I've had a pretty simple life, but...
What kind of liberals are you?
Now, you hear Jason validating what the person said. Shanny's still upset. and is presuming that this person they're talking to is liberal, which I guess if you're liberal, you can't make statements about people's character and background, which again is really odd, but still, it's hilarious.
Please don't.
Yelling in your ear.
Please don't yell.
Luigi, I apparently quite upset. I would be upset too if I look like a snapping turtle.
I don't think he looks like a snapping turtle. He looks like a snake. Somebody said he. Well, what is? There's a TV show. It's the Mob. There's a history of. History of the Mob, I think. Damn, I forgot what it was. Somebody had brought it up last night, and they said that and he does, like, Luigi does look like this guy, the main character. I'll have to find it later.
What the fuck, man? I can't even speak. I can't ever speak. It's amazing, folks.
You're speaking now.
Okay, I'm done. I don't care. I don't need to say anything now.
It's like you always say you're gonna vomit and you don't.
Yeah, I know, it's always like that.
And you say you don't speak, but you do speak.
Pizza Pringles. Mukbang. Pizza Pringles. Holy shit. So did Ash find out about Libby Higgins? And did she fucking sub Libby Higgins?
Right.
I hope she did. Because Libby Higgins is really cool. She should have a lot of subs. Oh, like Tammy.
You know, Sherry, you could get fucking fired for not taking care of your patients and spending all your time talking to me on the internet.
Jesus Christ. Let's not lose jobs.
Yeah, get off the internet and do your job and take care of your clients.
Oh my god, okay. Why does shit have to be so personal?
Well, I guess they want to ridicule me, so...
Why, though?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ, man. Can't you give Shannon a fucking break, folks?
Right?
Ever.
Can Shanny ever get a break, folks? Why can't we... And people just need to stop doing what Shanny herself... I see your comments, Sam. Swarthy Voldemort. No, it's... This is what I love. This is what I love. Every single simp, every single dick sucker, every time wants people to do something that Shanny herself will not do. You know, and I want y'all to try this. Say, hey, Shanny, you want people to stop talking about? Yeah, cool. Are you going to stop criticizing people on Twitter and on YouTube and on Facebook? Well, she didn't use Facebook no more, but so primarily Twitter and YouTube. Are you going to stop criticizing people? She will tell you no. She will never, ever agree to that because she knows that her self-expression is very important and that she has to express herself how and when she wants to. Now, if somebody else in turn wants to do that and it's directed her way, then that's wrong. And that's the glorious hypocrisy. That's what I love. That's why Jason can't say a fucking word to me or any of her simps now or in the future can ever say anything. Y'all saw when I had the conversation with, what's the dude, Pathetic? Tragedy. Whatever his fucking name was. That guy. Y'all saw when I actually had a conversation with him. And I asked him, I said, okay, cool. How about we make a deal? If Shanny quits criticizing people on the internet, I won't criticize her. And you saw how he hemmed and hawed on that.
Big bucks and I cannot lie. You other persons cannot die.
Yeah. 120 IQ, folks. Rev is demented at this stage, and Shanny uses it. Yeah, I think that's not the only thing. I think that's one of his, we'll say, deteriorating mental state is something that she uses to her advantage, I think. I don't want to suggest that she has a whole lot of forethought in the things that she does, because she doesn't, obviously. You could look at her and tell there's not a lot of forethought there. But I think that is something that she finds easy because he's pretty pliable. He's pretty fucking pliable. If you play to his insecurities, that's a huge cudgel.
Big bucks and I cannot lie. You other persons cannot die.
Shiba dog race. Oh, it's a emoji. Thank you.
What is wrong with you? Why do you have to habitually harass her like this? with just negativity.
I know, and it's always questioning what I did with my life, or lying about what I did to life, or lessening what I did with my life.
It's gotta be your mother. That's what proves it.
It has to be.
It has to be aspects of her life that she shares that are inconsistent with previous things that she herself has said. Why do you all bring that up? If you hear her say that she did X and then she turns around and says she did Y, why do you have to pay attention to the previous one? Just go along with whatever she's saying in the moment, because that's more important. If she changes it 2 seconds, 5 minutes, 5 years, just roll with it and accept it and say, yes, Shanny, I believe whatever the fuck you say. I'm gonna believe it because I'm fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You damn well know how long I was working at that other job.
Yeah.
I was constantly begging to be with you, and you were like, no, you do your job. It's true.
So, a bit of an interesting statement here. So, she desires to be with Jason. Cool, who doesn't? But she doesn't want to be at the job. She just wants to just sit with Jason. Wants to do what she's doing now. She doesn't want to work. Because that's what I hear. Maybe, am I reading into that? Maybe. But the issue here is that we have video of her saying that she doesn't want to. And that she's actually acknowledged that she does not want to work, ever. And that she wants to sit and live off a rev. In fact, it's even worse because we have statements from her own mother where she would brag about grabbing Jason and not ever having to work again. So it's don't know.
And I was like, no, I want to be with you. I'm lonely.
No.
It's cold here.
Baby. I'm so sorry. Pretty girl.
Yeah, I don't think she worked. Yeah, I don't think it was a nursing facility. If I called it that, don't. Yeah, it wasn't an official nursing facility.
Trisha Paytas style podcast type thing.
I guess so, man.
Thank you for that clarification, Trevor.
Right.
It's fun.
Like, this shit's gotta stop, man.
Like, we should call it, Shanny, the I'm Gonna Cry podcast with Shanny and Rev. This could be episode 1.
Right.
The I'm Gonna Cry podcast with Shanny and Rev. There you go. I think that's pretty funny. Yep. I need a drink, please, folks. God damn it.
See, there's another thing that they always do. Are you okay? Are you okay?
You okay, Rev? Yeah, they do that to me.
Yeah, you okay, Rev? Like, it's like, shut up in your false concern.
I don't know. If I say that I'm coughing up blood and someone says, are you okay, Drag? I kind of expect that, but anybody showing concern for Rev in any way, shape, or form is not acceptable. Shanny does not like that. She has to be the sympathetic character. She has to be the victim. Right? If she thinks that people are, what is it called? Concern trolling, I think that's the name of it. Okay, cool. Maybe some people are. But my question is that how do you all discern the difference between genuine concern and concern trolling? That's what I want to know. Right? Because, I will agree. Some people are probably concerned trolling. But how do we tell the difference, Shanny?
And that's what it is. That's why it's, like, really stupid.
It's annoying.
It's very annoying and stupid. And condescending to me and Shanny.
Yeah, it really is.
It's fucking condescending.
Are you okay? Because you can't seem to understand.
Please don't.
Yelling in your ear.
Please don't yell.
Shanny did temp work at the Rock of Gibraltar.
Oh, you're wrong for that. You're wrong.
To harass people? Are you okay?
Are you okay?
But anytime you hear them say harassment, replace it with criticism or criticize. Right? Then the sentence matches.
Yelling in your ear.
Please don't yell.
If you're the type of person that can't match camo or you can't pick the right kind, maybe you shouldn't bring up war. #no lips #run reverend.
There were people asking, like, psychological questions, like, do you have any history of mental illness? Have you ever been on medications?
Like, what
the fuck are you talking about? Get out of my room. You're a freak.
Like, I think this is a fake Amanda Breck. He's not acting like him. He's like, I'm...
You want to see something real funny? If you ever interact with Shanny and Rev randomly, pick a video, any video where they're all up in arms about something and they're in that questioning mode, right? And you'll hear them start asking questions about other people's lives or start sort of impugning others' motives and stuff. It's a fun game I've played with them in the past. Take their words verbatim and then put them in the chat and ask them the same question they ask other people, and they get really pissed off. Really pissed off. I'm talking about really pissed off. It's always a fun game for you to do it to the person who asked the questions, because if you have the balls enough or the ovaries to sit and impugn people's motives, why can't they do it to you? They don't like that. They don't like it at all. They don't.
I'm actually concerned about you, Jason. Would Amanda Breck actually say something like that to you?
No, I don't think so.
He'd say something whimsical to Jason that you have to decipher. Not talk like a normal...
Okay, so do y'all know who they're talking about? Amanda Breck? And what she's talking about, you have to decipher what he's saying. Okay, so Amanda Breck is an old fucking homeless looking dude with just as many teeth as Shanny, who says a bunch of incoherent nonsense. And so Jason thinks that he has this magical decoder ring to peer into the wisdom that this old fucker has given the internets. I'm going to play a little bit of Amanda Breck, the guy that Rev looks up to, just so you understand how fucking gone this guy's brain is. Just give me a second. Give me 2 seconds.
Happy New Year, 2021. It's going to have to be, I don't know, because last year everybody said, oh, this 2020 was going to be the year of clarity or whatever, and it got pretty foggy real fast, right? I'm going to let that go, right? But I said hindsight's 2020, and I was mistaken. I could have been mistaken, because now,
This is Amanda Breck, by the way. This is the guy with all the wisdom that Rev News defers to in his life as an adult. I'm not joking.
Hindsight's 2020, right? But in 2020, hindsight's 2010, right? Because you got better vision when you're looking back, where it's better. 2010's better vision than 2020, right? And if that's the case, we just soon let the conspiracy theories have it and say we're going to add 1,000 years to calendar just to get rid of the 20s. Because if we're 2030, 2040, 2050, we can't even legally drive. Too blind to drive. Get up there at 29 easy. I can't even see the TV from here. We better just get up to the 30s right away. Vote, we just crashed.
Now, I want you all, I just played, actually, you know what?
Please don't. Yelling in your ear. Please don't yell.
I think that guy washed my windshield with a dirty newspaper near the freeway.
Possibly. I'm going to play this for about 30 more seconds, and I'm going to ask you all to give me a summary of what he said.
To 3,000. Funny. That's cool. That's how my brain works. Better yet, only because I bring up top movies. Like top movies, Space Cowboys. You ever see the vision test in Space Cowboys? Tommy Lee Jones gets up there. He does have a 2010 vision. MADINUSA. Ow! You know, Tommy Lee Jones, and then Clint Eastwood gets up there as his character, 2020. And Donald Sutherland gets up there, which is the coolest thing ever. You know, pulls his glasses off. He says, I'll just read the last 2 lines. Amazing. You know, he said, yeah.
Now, you all tell me in about 2 minutes and 20 seconds What the fuck was he talking about? Can y'all tell me that? There's over 200 of y'all watching. One of y'all has to know what the fuck this dude just said. Give me a summation of the wisdom of whatever it is the fuck that he's getting at. Just close. I've seen Space Cowboys. It was a stupid fucking movie. But it's like, is it, for those of you who are new, you should not be too shocked, that Revelation News looks up to this guy as some fucking hero, as some weird mentor that he's never met in real life, right? And not to say that there's plenty of people. There's one of my mentors in the chat, believe it or not. You can probably figure out who it is, but like, it's this guy. You hear Rev mention several times a week, and you hear Shanny talk about, oh, your stuff. He says you gotta decipher it. It's fucking nonsense.
Please don't yell.
Why is Crazy Eyes from Mr. Deeds on YouTube? I don't speak gibberish.
Because this old fucker found out how the internet works. That's how. This guy is saying absolute nonsense about the year 2020 and old adages that people use. Like, okay, what are we supposed to ascertain from this? What? I'm lost. So whatever decoder ring that Rev has, I'd love to see it, because I'm just listening to an old fucker who's done way too much meth try and make sense of something that he thought when he was seeing some shitty fucking C-list movie. Like, what the fuck?
Please don't. Yelling in your ear. Please don't yell.
Is this Vaughn's long-lost twin brother? With teeth?
Probably. By the same IQ. Yeah, probably.
Normal person.
Yeah.
Amanda Breck don't talk like normal people.
No, he doesn't at all. So it's probably a fake account. They're gonna start impersonating him now. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. But see, they don't really know him, so
No,
they
I
don't know
think
how
so-
he talks.
No, look.
Does
Hey.
does that look like something Amanda Breck would say?
I'm actually concerned. No. That's a troll. But if it is you, PM me right now on Facebook, because I know you're there. PM me now on Facebook if it's the real Amanda Breck. Do it now. If not, you're fake. And I guarantee you they're fake. I guarantee it, like Amanda Breck would say. I guarantee they're phony.
Guarantee you're fake, dude.
You're a fucking phony. Why would you imitate a guy like him? Like, why? There's only one.
There's plenty of homeless-looking meth addicts out there, Jason. You just need to go outside sometime.
See, Amanda Breck.
It's a joke. I doubt the guy's actually on meth. He's just probably old.
Would call you a talker, because you don't walk the talk.
You don't walk it, exactly. You're a fucking talker. You're not a walking
talker.
Like Jesus. He even says Jesus.
Sometimes it's time to take things seriously.
What are you talking about?
That's what this fake Amanda Breck said it. He would never say something like that.
No, look, I just said it. Or am I getting a ping? Because he would ping me now. He'd say, Jason, I'm concerned. I believe he could be like that. He's a father. He's a father. If he's really concerned, he'd ping me on Facebook, because then I'd know it's really him.
Thank you, Fat Bish Lion. With Shanny's mental illnesses, why is nobody asking if she's okay?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'd like that answered.
They can't tell when people are fucking with them. If y'all listen to the questions that they think are genuine, and that's why I asked the question before, how can they tell when someone's concerned trolling versus not concerned trolling? Y'all want to know the actual answer to that? When Shanny can use whatever the question is for her own victimhood. That's the actual standard, believe it or not. That is the standard. If Shanny can utilize the question to further, and this is a fun thing to do. If you're going to ask her a question, base it off of something she said within the last 5 minutes. Okay, if she just talked about her BPD, fibro, whatever, ask a question that has to do with that, because then that gives affirmation to whatever disorder that she's pretending to have in the moment, because she won't question that. If it's something like out of the blue, hey Rev, you all right, man? Yeah, you good? And it's random, then that's concern trolling. You see? That's the difference. And if you can test this too by yourself if you want to. But I'd suggest just listening to what she's skeptical about and what she's not skeptical about. The ones that she's not skeptical about are the statements or the questions that she's going to use to further her victimhood, or perceived victimhood, as I should call it.
Too. Shanny deserves to be.
Why am I always labeled as some evil criminal with my mental illnesses?
Listen, I gotta stand up for the mentally ill. I'm sick of the shit that you go through. It's ridiculous.
If you're mentally ill, you can't be criticized.
Yeah, Classic. Are you okay, Shanny? Yeah, I'm good. I'm just annoyed by fucktards and I have my period.
See what I said? Did you catch within the last 5 minutes of what I played, not the last 5 minutes of this, someone asked the same exact question to Rev and they were trolling. Someone asked the exact same question to Shanny and she took it seriously. She wasn't skeptical about it at all. Did y'all catch that? This is what I'm talking about. This is how you decipher tard nonsense. This is a classic example of someone who's so far up their own ass that they really can't even pick up on their own habits. And if you just take a step back, and go, you know what, what you're observing is hilarious, right? All the other histrionics and stuff like that. If you all take a step back and just sort of listen to what's being said to them and then what's being responded, you can catch these patterns. So why is it that someone can ask the same question to Rev and their motives are impugned, but when it's to Shanny, nothing? But let's see. Let's see if she gets skeptical about it if I keep playing.
So I'm on eternal bitch mode.
What did you get in the box over there? Is that chicken?
Yes.
Fuck.
Didn't even attempt to. She utilized it. Oh, I'm in eternal bitch mode. You know, it got incorporated into the victim persona that she's trying to portray. The question played into it. If the questions or comments play into her perceived victimhood, the character that she wants people to believe her to be, then you're not going to be questioned at all. And that's very important. That shows a particular bias that exists within Shanny. But then she's upset. And she's upset that people go, oh, you know what? I'd have to kiss her ass in order to find out more about her. Well, you can't be upfront with her. If you say, you know what, Shanny, I heard people say this, that, and the other. I heard you say this. I honestly sort of, you tell me what you think the deal is, and I'll decide for myself. You can't do that with Shanny and Rev. You can't be in the middle ground, or more, I guess more of a neutral ground as far as your feelings toward them. And just say, hey, I want to at least attempt to be as fair as possible. Because that means that you're not believing 100% of what Jason and Shanny says. And that's a problem. Because if you don't, then you're not able to be manipulated by them.
Shit. Okay.
Why are Pringles pizza Pringles the best?
I don't know why, but they are.
Ever since I was a kid, and it's never changed.
Never changed. Don't change it, Pringles.
Yeah, Pringles never change your recipe. It is a beautiful
The pizza
recipe that I've grown up with since I was a child.
Uh-huh.
And it's beautiful.
It's delicious shit.
It really is.
Mm-hmm. This is a great stream, and I'm having so much fun. I want to thank the folks. Hey, folks, can I thank you in the chat? I know there's a lot of drama that goes on and all that, but I want to thank all the viewers. This is an insane night. We're having a great night here. This is like a podcast we've done because I shut off the camera, so it's like a podcast. Sorry.
Disgusting.
Burps. Could you give me a thumbs up, folks? I love you guys, and thank you. Like, the chill folks are the best people on earth,
Right?
Like, we've met some cool people. I wish Ashley Litt would come back. She was the fucking shit. I really thought she was fucking cool. Another BPD chick, you know. BPD people are the coolest people. They're so in.
I don't know about all that. It depends. There's only so much certain people can put up with. I'll say from my personal experience, one of my best friends, bipolar disorder, and sometimes it is a struggle to deal with that. So just a bit of me, I don't really have a whole lot of mental illness in my family. The closest that I've had, one of my uncles has paranoid schizophrenia, right? And that, I actually tell you a funny story. Some of y'all heard this before. So I didn't know that my uncle had paranoid schizophrenia until he started living with us. And so he took over my room, and then I think I was sleeping out the living room or some shit like that. Yeah, I was weird. But he would occasionally say, "Hey man, you been in my room?" I'm like, "No, I haven't been. I was going to go in early, a little bit later to get some clothes, but no." He said, "Yeah, you've been, I know you've been in there, man. It's cool, just let me know. I know you've been touching my stuff." I was like, touching what, uncle? What are you talking about? I know, man. You don't have to, so we'd had these weird conversations, and it rubbed me the wrong way because he thinks that I'm lying to him. And so then he would start getting, going like a Home Depot and getting locks and stuff like that to put on the door from the inside. And so that really bothered my stepfather, because it's like, why are you putting locks and stuff on the door, man? What's going on? And he used to say it's to keep us out. And so, of course, me and my three brothers, he tells us, "Hey, you go to your uncle's room?" No, none of us have gone in there. And so my mother's going, something's not right. My kids, unlike Shanny, like, lying is not tolerated in my mother's household at all. You catch an actual ass whooping, like being knocked across the room, that's not tolerated. Point blank, period. So my mother knew something was up. It didn't really occur to all of us until, and I still remember this to this day, me and my mother were out in the living room, and I forgot, we were looking at the phone or set something to do. I think we might have been looking up pizza, because this is before DoorDash and Waiter and all that shit. So we're in the phone book and shit looking up pizza places. And my uncle comes out, and he says that we got an issue, we got a problem. And I'm trying to offer a version of this without me laughing. He says, "I know you and your son been messing with my toothbrush, and I don't think that's funny. That's nasty." And my mother, and some of y'all see my mother on here, she cocked her head. "What the fuck are you talking about?" And so I'm just like, what? Like, I'm lost. And so my mother goes, "What do you mean I've been messing with your toothbrush? Me and my son been messing with you? What are you talking about?" And so he just, as a sigh, he goes, y'all been taking my toothbrush and shoving it up your ass and then putting it back." And so my mother goes, "You mean we took your toothbrush and put it up our tails with each other in the room, just sticking up our tails and then putting it back in the bathroom for you to use it? Do I understand it correctly?" And he goes, yeah. Don't you think at some point you would have caught us doing that, or you would have tasted something on your toothbrush, or seen something? You go get tooth. Let me see it." And so they have this conversation, and it's like that. My mother's like, "You point, like, where's the fecal?" And so she just got pissed off. He said, "There's something wrong, my brother. There's something wrong." And so, that's a true story, by the way. That is a true story, believe it or not. I have to get my mother to tell, because this is many years ago. So I'll have to get her to tell y'all the story again. But after that point, we come to find out he has paranoid schizophrenia. So that's how we ended up finding out that there was something up with that. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed that. But yeah, that's the closest that a lot of us have, at least my family, have to do with mental illness. So bipolar disorder, like we suspect there's a few family members that have bipolar disorder. not real, we don't really know. But so my exposure to people with some of these mental illnesses outside of depression and shit is few and far between. So I definitely understand that there's a certain width in that you need to give people to have certain disorders. Absolutely. I suffer from several mental disorders myself, and the issue is that unless you have paranoid schizophrenia, it's hard to hide behind mental illness, which Shanny and Rev both do. But I'm sorry, if there's a mental illness to hide behind, paranoid schizophrenia would be a pretty good one, right? Because if your brain's telling you this shit's happening, it's your brain's fucking with you. You don't really have much of a choice. So I forgive my uncle for seeing shit that his brain was telling him was there that actually wasn't. But no, not Shannon. You don't get a pass. Sorry. Fuck you.
Interesting. You know what it is, folks, though? You gotta
be kind to them.
You gotta be kind, and you have to understand where they're coming from. Look.
Like, we're talking about people who are seriously
abused.
Abused.
The word to use is abuse.
Okay, and so if you have been abused, then you should know not to use that as an excuse to then go on and manipulate and abuse others. Point blank, period. That's like, oh, well, you know what? This person is very sexually aggressive. Well, they were a sexual assault survivor. Their uncle touched them or whatever. So it's okay for them to go off and then do whatever they want to because they're a victim. Right? This mentality here is incredibly dangerous. Just because you suffer from something does not give you leeway to go and abuse other people. That's not a shield to use. That's not a fucking excuse. And these two are full of excuses. That's probably why they haven't made anything of themselves. And other people who have really yet to make anything of themselves and are upset that people recognize that they're what does he call it? Talkers, whatever it is. And then they get on fucking Twitter and they're upset that they haven't accomplished anything in life. And that other people recognize that and get really upset when you ask them what they do with their fucking time, even though they keep begging you for help. Anyway.
Because that puts you in a special class.
It does.
They want to say that there's no such thing as a protected class. For the mentally ill. They want to say that there's no protected class. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Does anybody remember what Geraldo Rivera... Okay. You're too young, most of you. But there's some people out there that are old enough to remember that Geraldo Rivera revealed that the mentally ill are absolutely abused in this country. I don't know if you could still see the documentary, but I know it's out there. You might be able to see it.
I'm not. Is anybody else? He's had to restart this comment 3 times, but I'm not familiar with the Geraldo Rivera documentary on the mentally ill. I'm not too familiar with that, but I think I may have an inkling as to what he's talking about. But I'm not sure how that has anything to do with Shanny and Rev receiving criticism on the internet for the things that they say and do. How's any of that related? People being abused, like mental patients in facilities being abused by their caregivers versus idiots on the internet being assholes and then being called out for it. Complete difference. You're comparing apples and hand grenades.
On YouTube, actually.
Like, they literally made the Joker about that, how abused the mentally ill are.
That's correct.
And how they're cast aside like they're nothing,
like
and
they're
not
nothing.
loved.
That's correct.
What does any of this have to do with you two yahoos? So now are we comparing what you two go through on the internet with a fictional character? Is that what we're doing?
And it's accurate.
And not validated in anything. And it can get to a mentally ill person. I'm not saying me.
No.
But it can get to a mentally ill person to the point where they're like, fuck it, and they trigger out and black out and do awful things.
And then commit suicide.
Did y'all catch that? So you can just get to a point where you just black out and you don't care about a thing and then stuff happens. You notice this is a setup for that person, whoever this hypothetical person is, to be absolved for their actions. Y'all catch that? You have a person who has X mental illness. They go through Y plus N events. And then at the end of it all, something happens. They just blow up and black out. They don't know what's going on. They reach that point and things occur. At no point, any accountability at all. That is a consistent theme in any of these weird little analogies and examples that Shanny wants to give. Another theme to pick up on: the removal of accountability. Unless, there's a caveat, unless it has to do with Shanny imputing someone's motives, unless it has something to do with, hey, there's someone that Shanny doesn't like, then they are ultimately responsible for any and everything that they do, regardless of their mental illness. And you will catch her doing this. Just be aware. Be aware.
Suicide.
Yeah,
Sure, that's
and
what,
it's
yeah.
caused by assholes who just won't give someone a chance who's mentally ill and love them.
See, this is the type of shit that we need. We need a Shanny for Christ support group type thing, because you could run this.
I'm a mental
She needs a support group now.
health advocate.
Yeah, you are an actual one, though, not,
Yes.
not a phony one. You're a real...
So, this is a comment, this is throwing a little bit of shade at Irate Alex, because they're upset that Irate Alex, who says that he is an advocate for mental, and a bit of a distinction, mental health advocate, right? So that's an actual like job title, versus someone who is an advocate for mental illness, because I've heard Alex say that he's the former. I'm sorry, that he's the latter, not the former. She doesn't draw that distinction because that would be that'd be honest. That'd be taking a statement with some nuance and just fucking them. Yeah.
And I listen, folks, this girl, hey, first of all, it is a direct miracle from the Messiah that she is living. That's a fact.
I agree with that for a different reason.
It's a miracle she's alive. But praise Jesus, she is. Okay, like the patience she has is incredible. And it's like, if you are dealing with an archangel, patience is a virtue for an archangel.
So, if you're wondering, let me pull up the closed captionings. Okay, cool. Y'all able to see that? Put it, there you go. Look at that there for a second. Okay. Y'all see the word archangel? Just so we're not mixing up any terms or have mush mouth this morning or whatever. You hear Rev refer to her as an archangel. If you are new, you've not been watching. Oh God, when did they start? Probably 6 months ago, maybe a little bit before. I want to say 6 or 7 months ago, maybe even 8. But a part of the online personas that these two portray is that of Sandalphon and Metatron, two archangels from the Bible. Now, I say portray because they're playing pretend. But if you ask them, they are absolutely 100% serious that they are the mortal incarnation of two biblical characters. Now, you have to ask yourself, why do they think this? There's a series of videos that we'd have to dig up where they explain why they too are the holy pair, Sandalphon and Metatron. Now, there's so many questions I'm sure some of you have. But why would two archangels look and talk and act like this to supernatural entities, right? That aren't just any regular, they're archangels, right? They're right there at the hand of God. So many questions. The long and short of it is that they're liars, right? And so that's honestly what it comes down to. They're bullshitting. They are LARPing. That's actually a great depiction. They are LARPing. because they want to have authority and leverage over people who criticize them. That is the only reason that they're actually doing this. Because if you listen to when and how they invoke the status of being an archangel, it is to have an edge over all of you mortals who watch them. Yeah, it's just something to listen for. They're not out here. Or is that? Am I wrong about that? Is the Bible? Or is it the Torah? It might actually. It might be Jewish. Where's my pocket Jewish person? Okay, where's my pocket Jewish person? Pocket Jewish person appear. I don't have any change. So it may be that it's the Jewish. I'm not a biblical scholar. I don't know. I just say the shit. So these two love to use this shit as leverage. That's what it gets used for. It's not cute if they claim to be Christian. I even find it really ironic given how much they talk about other people not being Christ-like, but whatever. Fuck it. Right. They are going to believe whatever. But it should not. They shouldn't surprise it. Like this is their interpretation. I'll say that. This is their interpretation of Judeo-Christian lore, as well as certain other things, like them being Christian porn stars, amateur Christian porn stars. It's the same thing as them, I should say that Rev doing his Christian warlock thing. Because evidently they're Christian warlocks now, right? It's just, it would, on the face of it, even for those of us who don't believe, it's incredibly insulting to people who do believe, right? Earnestly. But my goodness, it's hard to sit and listen and take them seriously. But maybe to some degree, they actually do believe it. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? But it is yet another tool that they use for manipulation. So let's hear how they're going to invoke the status as archangels.
Too, because angels can have outbursts of fucking anger. These fires you've been seeing, there's a secret behind them, isn't there, Shanny?
Yeah.
My girl, do you want to tell the folks what
No.
it is? No, you don't want to discuss that at all.
No.
Fine. Cataclysmic shit. But the light is Christ, so he's there.
And no, I'm not a member of a Love's Cow class.
What?
You guys are ableists who make jokes.
Here come the buzzwords.
At mentally ill people, and you're very harmful to people, and you really need to get help or get put in jail.
Yeah.
Either one I'm happy with.
You need to get... So, I want y'all to pay attention to something. I want you to think about something for a second. A few minutes ago, we all heard how Shanny and Rev felt about the mentally ill being abused. So, in this comment, Shanny and Rev would like people to get help. It doesn't sound very friendly, but fine. Okay, cool. If you're mentally ill, obviously get some help. Be put in jail. She's fine with either one. So you're an advocate for people with mental illnesses not being abused, but you're okay with people with mental illnesses to go to prison. That does that seem odd for somebody who just said that, right? There's an issue here. And these are the sort of statements that I love about Shanny. If you let her talk long enough, you'll hear her sort of contradict herself. If you're a mental health advocate, why would you be okay with mentally ill people being put in jail? If you know and you just described that people being pushed or triggered to the point that things happen, why isn't that same grace given to other people with mental illness? Because that standard that she's talking about is only fitting for her. That's why. That's why. The second that she identified, and I told you all earlier, listen for when she talks about other people with mental illnesses, the standard changes. And you're hearing her tell you right here that the standard is not the same. There's a standard because she's Shanny, but she's also an archangel now, okay? Don't forget that. But it's okay for mentally ill people to be thrown in jail and tossed aside when it's other people, when it's not Shanny or any of her dick suckers, right? It's amazing. It's amazing how that standard shifted so easily within only a few minutes.
Because you're going to cause someone to hurt themselves someday. I guarantee
I'm
it.
sorry. I'm going to put it back here. Sorry. I apologize.
Ugh.
I have to say that Exhibit 1 with this, folks, you're like, oh, well, where's the proof of like, abuse and mental abuse and stuff? Exhibit 1. And if you don't know this guy, I didn't know him. But Exhibit 1 is emo.
Fat bitch line, I'm already your advocate.
What?
They asked, please be my mental health advocate.
So, the evidence that Rev has of people being abused is emo. If you guys don't know emo, give me 2 seconds. Let me show you the victim that they're talking about here that he's attaching himself to, because I love this. I love when Rev does stuff like this. Rev. What? Hold on for a second. Is this emo? That's not nice, emo. That's not nice.
You think exposing me is fucking nice? You think trolling me is fucking nice?
No one's trolling you. You've been exposed as being a racist.
You're a fucking you're a liar! You're a fucking troll!
I don't know how I'm a liar when I'm playing your words, unless I'm putting words in your mouth.
Words rearranged!
No, they're not. I don't force you to say racial and homophobic slurs.
You know, if I ever find your fucking address, you're fucking dead! Do you understand that? I'll kill you!
Oh, yeah? I live... Okay, you know where Armand Bayou is in Houston, Texas? I live down the street from it. And actually, I live down the street from the University of Houston, Clear Lake. You want to come do something? Oh, you didn't say shit then. You ain't doing a goddamn thing to me. Shut the fuck up. Calm your ass down, and maybe people will watch your stupid ass.
No, not as long as I got a like you destroying my reputation!
No, you destroy your reputation. I don't make you say all these slurs. I don't make you act like this.
Well, you know what? You're a fucking
I love
you know
women.
what you should say? I should show you my fucking dick!
No, don't do what?
Yeah, look at it!
No.
Yes, it's what you want! Suck it good!
No.
No, I'm gonna block your ass!
Okay.
Thank you and good night!
Okay. So that's who Rev is defending here. If you guys didn't know, that was emo. That's who Rev is pointing to as an example of abuse. So he decided to call me. Right? I said, okay, hey, look. I thanked emo for a video that he had done. And I said, look, emo, you putting it on private is not doing anything, but I do appreciate the content. And I can show you the exact statement I sent to him on Skype. So he decided, well, trust me, that there was a back and forth and there were some racial slurs used by him. And he decides he wants to call me. And that's what happened. That is what ended up happening after the call. So this is the guy that Jason, good old Rev News, is defending. Now, you have to ask yourself.
Please don't yell.
He needs a tranquilized dart. To the dipper.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, to the dipper. So he was dick out mad. Dick out mad. Yes. That's what I call it. That's dick out mad. Decides that he wants to just show me his genitalia because he's that angry. After the death threat. Because he's very, very abused. Very abused. That's pretty abusive. All the racial and homophobic slurs, the death threat. That sounds pretty abusive towards me, if I have to say so myself. I still think it's funny, right? Because I told him exactly where I live. Like it doesn't. You can Google exactly what I said and find I live in between those. But He got real quiet, didn't he? He got real fucking quiet. But I digress. That's who Jason's defending. Yeah. Who is now best friends with a pedophile. Anyway, that's something for y'all to keep in mind. When you hear and see these guys attach themselves to people and claiming that they're being victimized, you have to question, well, what is the abuse? How is this person actually being abused? Right? There's certain people that are calling his phone because he gives out his phone number and asks for people to call him. But then there are the people who take it a bit too far. I absolutely agree. I'm not one of those people. Well, Drag, how do you abuse Emo? I review his stuff and I call him out. That's the abuse. This right here. This what you see here is the abuse. Because he does shit like that. What you just saw is what he puts on his own YouTube channel. So let me ask you a question, folks out there. Should I not comment on a person who makes death threats and tells other people that their family should get cancer, that their kids should die, calling people racial and homophobic slurs? Should I not comment on that? Because me making a comment about that type of behavior, in Rev News' words, is an abuse. Not that Emo's behavior itself is abusive, and I'm making commentary on someone who is abusive, but the fact that you dare criticize someone like that is abuse. Now, what type of cokehead would come up with logic like that? This is the logic of Rev News. This is the logic of a sensitive man-child who can never be accountable for anything and who identifies with that sort of idiocy. Now, I wouldn't be caught dead trying to defend some shit like that. But there's no low bar for Rev. There's no low bar.
You make me feel better about having multiple personalities.
Well,
I'm
praise
already
God.
your advocate.
Yeah, I mean, if you're getting something out of Shanny right now, you're getting a blessing. So you're yeah. Folks, I'm just trying to make people understand shit.
Oh.
What folks have to understand is how much lies go on. There's so many lies. And
how...
You notice after he mentioned Emo, he didn't give you an example of any of the abuse? Now, this is another fun part. When Rev says that there's so many lies being offered about him and his wife or other people, let's see if he names some of these lies and who's lying. I love when people tell me I'm lying, and I offer them the opportunity to come talk to me. I offer them the opportunity just make a video. What lies am I telling? I will provide the receipts. I love doing that. I love doing that. I'd rather people come to the conclusions on their own, but I like to have some evidence behind the things that I'm saying. You're not going to see that with Rev. You're not going to see most people who try to call themselves criticizing me. If the criticism is legit, you can say it right here in the chat, and I'll go, you know what? That's right. You got me on that. And I'll cop to it. Again, ask people who've been watching me for years. It doesn't take a whole lot. But people like Rev here will say, oh, this is abuse. No, sir, criticism. You're using that word, but I don't think you understand what that means. Because you feel some type of way about it doesn't make it abuse. Because you're hurt by it and your delicate fucking feelings have been torn asunder does not make something abuse. If it was abusive, I wouldn't be on here now, would I? Good thing no terms of service exist, huh?
Rude and condescending people are.
Sure they are. I mean, that's the thing.
That's one of the biggest things is the rudeness.
Yeah, I agree. It's horrible to deal with.
Like Hannibal Lecter only ate the rude.
Oh my
These
God!
motherfuckers would all be eaten by Hannibal Lecter.
Shanny, you always bring that up, and it's almost disturbing.
I agree, Jason. This is one of the few times in this fucking shit show that I agree. How is Hannibal Lecter eating people related to what's going on? The criticism you all get. And if I'm going to be completely honest, if he was going to eat anybody, it'd be you. But I'm pretty sure that the lean to fat ratio on you is not to his liking, if I had to guess. Especially the liver. But, Shanny, that's incredibly macabre. But it's Shanny.
There's way too much Hannibal Lecter talk in the household.
I admire him.
Yeah, that's bizarre. He was a fucking murderer. Like, why? Okay?
But he only murdered rude ass assholes.
Yeah, whatever, dude. That's fucked up. Like,
there was quite a few movies, Shanny, where people were investigating him, and he killed them because they were trying to catch him for murdering people. You know the detective that he ended up hanging outside of the church? He didn't eat that guy. He murdered him. Like, what the... Like, it's... people... Shanny is upset because people keep trying to make me into this monster. You're admiring Hannibal Lecter, a serial murderer and cannibal. Shanny, no one has to make you into a monster. The things like... If you're wondering, Shanny, stuff like that, your own significant other pointed out something that a few of us have caught on to, your admiration of a fucking cannibal. That's sick. And I'm not actually surprised that you'd be into someone who eats people. I'm not really shocked by that. But it's sick. It is absolutely sick.
like, it's not normal to think that way, Shan.
Well, the people he murdered were murderers too.
Okay, I'm just trying to make a point that that's weird.
I know it's weird. He's kind of like Robin Hood to me.
Yeah, okay. No, Robin Hood actually gave to the poor, that's cool.
Yes. And Hannibal Lecter eliminated society of assholes.
This is like craziness, okay? That's crazy talk.
Of course it is, but
now,
that's Hannibal Lecter's mind.
let's go to an actual case like Charlie Manson and let's talk about it because I love talking.
Jesus fuck.
I love talking about that with you because you're awesome. Though your perspective on that is so accurate. Oh. My buddy's...
Okay. Sorry about that. So it's like a stepdad drag is getting out of the hospital. He's got COPD, breathing problems. So my mother's been updating me on that. So I've been taking time to catch when he's coming home because he's supposed to be home over a day ago. So I'm going to order him I'm going to order them both some lobster bisque when they get back, and so they can watch my son. So he ate a violinist because he played the wrong note. Oh, he did. Yes, that is true. That is true. It's funny what Shanny remembers from things, isn't it? Her memory's a little sketchy when it comes to certain events, right? And depictions.
Sam would love you. I have to hook back up with Sam. He would love you, and so would his wife Mo. They would both love you. Yep. Yeah, Sam, I got married. If you're out there, and you would love Shannon, Sam. You'd be like, man, you pick good. I did.
You pick good. That guys, you ever walk up to your buddy and you see his wife and man, you pick good. I likes her. That man's got a scalene triangle shaped ass on that one. Good job.
Shanny's the shit.
I'm just saying, Thomas Harris is a really good writer.
Thomas Harris?
Yes, the writer of Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, that's that. Okay, sorry. Silence of the Lambs. See, I'm horrible with authors' names.
That's okay.
I just like, oh yeah, George Orwell, 1984. Absolutely.
I don't think anyone can hear us, dear.
Yeah, they can.
Barely.
Shanny. It's jacked. The volume's jacked on the mic.
Okay,
man.
fine.
It's fine, trust me.
Volume is low.
On the other side, though, I wanted to do that.
Hannibal Lecter killed the Rude.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so my mother's requested that she have her own lobster bisque too. So I'll be the 2 orders of lobster bisque. For the I got them hooked on it.
I'm not doing this tonight. Okay, with the Hannibal Lecter bullshit.
No, let's run.
Okay.
Let's run over the cast of characters Hannibal.
That was USB reconnecting. I think they kicked out the cord. Just wait for it. Just wait for it. Well, this is awkward. It's still going. It's still ticking. All right. Nice. Well, while we wait on that, I just got a text message that some of y'all been asking about. Do. Come on. Do. Fly like an eagle to the sea. Boom. Look at that. So if you've been wanting at the top of my loud V-neck, for those of you who are endowed ladies out there with the boobage and everything and whatnot, let me zoom in on this. There you go. We got your V-necks. Comes in black and white. Look at that. Look at that pop. Look at that. Look at that. The top of my loud. We got all the way from extra small to 2XL. So there you go. I will put this link in the description. Actually, no, I'll put it in the live chat. You can get it when you fucking get it. How about that? There you go. So, there we go. That should go on Twitch and YouTube. Let me double check. And there we go. All right. So, that is the V-neck. And for those of you male types, there's a regular version here. Boop, boop, boop. Here we go. It has more colors. So, all that stuff. So, there you go. Some of y'all were asking about that. And I did promise. And hold on. So, go ahead and grab that. That is at the top of my loud. There we go. Uh-oh, they're back. Here we go. They're finally back. They got it. They got it somewhat working. Maybe.
Ooh, we're back. Sorry.
How is me talking about my mental illness some kind of form of victimhood? Like, literally, you're trying to pose victimhood by saying you have all these other disorders. I have PTSD, I do have major depressive disorder, and I do have generalized anxiety disorder, as well as fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, and I am suicidal.
So some of those, we have confirmation that she has an actual diagnosis. Others, not. Again, that's from the ex-husband and from the mother. We've gotten confirmation on certain ones. Fibro, no. Chronic fatigue, she's just lazy.
So I don't know what you're talking about with me doing this victimhood thing. I'm just talking about my mental illness. How about you stop doing this victimhood thing and just let me talk about what I have to say instead of disrupting conversation like a little impetuous brat.
Now, you notice how before when someone asked a question about her health, specifically her mental health, it was cool. But when someone was asking a question and they started imputing motives and implying that she may not have all these disorders, now it's an issue, right? You see that those two responses diametrically opposed to one another, right? Because there's a way to address it. Somebody say, "Hey, Drag, you know what? I don't think that," because actually people have done this. Drag doesn't look 80% disabled. Well, what does 80% disabled look like? That's the first question. Second of all, my disability is related more so to mental health. Just because I'm on here smiling doesn't mean that I don't suffer from depression. Now, do I have major depressive disorder? Fuck no, not that bad. But I do. Absolutely. And anxiety. I am in a field, or going into a field, I should say, just so I can be away from people because people annoy me. Like, especially crowds. People who have been with me out in crowds, they know that I'm not a huge fan of that. And especially if people who are close to me, I start wanting to choke motherfuckers. So I need to be in a place where I can be productive and I can contribute to society, but also be away from people because I will choke them. And where's not like that, Krista and Jules and some of you other whoas out there that took that the wrong way. I'm talking about actually choke motherfuckers out. So that is why. So it looks like, okay, so some of y'all were asking real quick, just as a quick aside, we're checking to see if the t-shirts are international, and the coffee and whatnot will be going back up. So the G-Man references, that one is going to be up too. So doing some checking on that. So hang tight. We'll fulfill some stuff. The merch store does do international shipping, so we just got confirmation on that. So you're good. So there you go. There you go. There you go. Now, all right. Told you, some of y'all asked for it. We got it.
Right? Talking about your illnesses makes me feel normal. Thank you, fat bitch.
Yeah, that's what we want to do.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what.
It's not me playing victimhood. It's just I'm talking about what I go through, just like everyone else talks about what they're going through. Just because you don't go through it doesn't mean other people don't go through it or can't relate to me.
Right.
There now. Let me explain. The person named Fat Bitch. You all can probably figure out what I don't. This is not the original stream, so I don't have the live chat. If I had to guess, the person named Fat Bitch talking to Shanny may be concerned troll. I'm just throwing it out there. Don't know. But there are plenty of people who talk about their mental illness. I talk about my mental illnesses, but it doesn't occur every single stream, and only occur when I need to hide behind it. Okay, that's the problem. Shanny's mental illness comes up almost every fucking stream. All I would say, damn near every stream it comes up. And it's all, you can't say this because I'm depressed. My fibro. I can't do. It's always as a fucking excuse. Always. So people, and get this, people who say things to Shanny are other people with BPD. Fucking, who is it? Alan Reyes, the BPD. Junebug. Like, they've talked about it because the things that Shanny says that she supposedly can't do or what absolves her from responsibility, they go, hold on for a second. I have that same disorder. I have to live my life as an adult and I have to take responsibility. Somebody else said that they have fibro. No, they're like, no, bitch, no, you don't get to get a fucking free pass because old my fibro. So these aren't random people. Well, in a sense, yeah, they are random people. But these are people who just can't relate to having these disorders. A lot of the people, especially a lot of the women out there who've been through sexual assault, go, hold on. There's something wrong here. I've been through that. I got that. And I'm still an adult. I'm still responsible. I'm still accountable every day of the week. That's what's wrong. And that's what Shanny doesn't like. And you will hear Shanny invalidate those people, even though she claims that she hates to be invalidated, or people who have invalidated other people. Shanny will then do that. Because you can't have a level playing field with her. That's why she needs to pretend to be an archangel. That's why she needs to pretend to be a guru in psychology. That's why she has to pretend to be and do the things that she could never do in real life. Another talker, as Amanda Breck likes to call him.
Oh, right, that's right. Because that's a normie stance, right, Shanny? That's normie shit.
Okay, Kelly.
Like, oh, I don't want to even know how you feel, man.
I'm not jealous that they have more mental illnesses than me.
What the fuck?
They're the one who's trying to be in competition of mental illnesses.
This is
so fucking stupid.
I've never heard of any. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life, literally.
So me talking about my struggles is me playing victimhood.
What's going
and
on,
being
Lolly?
competitive with other people who have mental illness.
No, people are talking about, Shanny, the fact that you try to one-up people. So if somebody else has BPD, oh, well, I have fibro. Okay, well, I have fibro. Okay, well, I'm also suicidal. There's always a stack of disorders that Shanny uses to have one-up on that person. And let me be very, very fair, though. She's not the only person that I've seen do that. There's somebody else that I've come across on these interwebs who likes to talk to people and curry victimhood with them and get pity, and they can never do anything about their life because they have this disorder. Even though there are other people with the same disorder, they can't get right because, well, their family doesn't love them. But what's weird about that particular person is that their family, literally up until a few weeks ago, took care of them, washed the dirty fucking drawers, paid for groceries, and cooked the food, and provided internet, and all the other shit. Real weird. Real fucking weird. All these worthless ass people in this person's life seem to be wiping their ass. And the reason they can't get right, well, just don't have the courage to just do shit and be fucking confident in myself. All these fucking excuses. Every day of the week. It's always a fucking excuse. But then when people don't give this person pity, well, you don't understand me. No, you're right. Absolutely. You're right. I don't understand people who make excuses for every fucking thing in the world. I don't. I wasn't raised like that. That's not how I think. I've not been able to overcome challenges in my own life. Challenges that this person will never go through in their lifetime. Ever. Ever. Ever go through in their life. But yet I've surmounted them. Because I didn't sit and make excuses. I didn't have a ideal fucking childhood either. I was suicidal. The same period of time this person was. That's not something I talk about very often. Because I don't need fucking pity from people. Because I said, you know what? Let me reach deep inside myself and find my own self-worth. Rather than trying to look for other people's affirmation. Because what's important to me is that I first love myself. And that excuses aren't going to get me anywhere. That's how I've been at least somewhat successful in my endeavors in life. And when I see other people who make excuses, it bothers me. I don't accept excuses in my own household. Not from my wife, not from my kid, not at all. Not from my own brothers. At all. And you can ask people. If you talk to people who know Mrs. Drag, will tell you. I harp on that.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers cannot die.
Rose the Black. We're gonna see more little Gary. Hey, more little gay Gary. I don't think he's gay. I think he's vicarious. But no. We'll see. We'll see. I'll buy my time for something, but we'll see. We'll see. But I don't accept excuses. I don't. Excuses don't do shit. Excuses don't do shit for you. How do you change your situation by sitting and making fucking excuses? You don't. So, if that's a foreign concept, if I don't understand that, then I'm sorry. The places I've been and the things that I've done aren't the result of me stacking excuses on top of one another. It's by me putting my nose to the grindstone and doing what I needed to do. I could have sat and said, I'm a victim of Hurricane Katrina. How many people have that underneath their belt? Okay, cool. But I don't talk like that. I'm not a victim of Hurricane Katrina. Right? But that's a foreign concept for people who don't realize their own limitations and acknowledge them. They can't do it because it hurts their delicate fucking sensibilities. There's a lot of people on this internet that are inept and are incapable.
Please don't yell.
I am curious who you are talking about. Curious. I am blind to who this is. Albino pun. It's midnight.
I could be talking about anybody, Tatted. Anybody. Anybody who likes to go in people's DMs and complain and then try to blow them up on Twitter and then have to apologize for it later because they're being shitty. Anyway, this is hilarious to me because I encounter all types of people, right? There are housewives, there are people who are scientists, there are people who are just alcoholic chefs with great sense of humor. All types of people. But one of the things that sort of separates those scores of people is that they, at least to some degree, know what their limitations are in life. And they've accepted them. But then they've worked, at least to some degree, to correct their deficiencies. To be successful in whatever realm that they exist in. Whether that's being a great husband, right? Whether it's being a great chef. Whether it's struggling with texture issues, what have you. But accepting excuse after excuse, that's not going to do anything for you. And so I will never understand that. And so if one of my great flaws is not accepting excuses and offering pity, then I'll take that. I will take it. every day of the fucking week. So, anyway, we got about 13 more minutes left, and we'll end this. I'll probably do part, I guess, 8 tomorrow, and we'll finish this shit off. This has been a shit show. Oh my God. It's painful. Painful. So, on that note, I hope y'all enjoyed it, because I'm about to head out of here and play I'm about to say Ghost Key. Play Atlas. Play some Pirates. So, catch y'all later.
He has done a lot of things to me. So no, I don't regret calling him that word. Because any man, I don't care what skin color you are, any person who tries to steal your house and your home is a fucking
Fucking four little fucking thug bitches.
I love black people.
Fucking thug bitches.
I love black people.
And they said something they didn't like, it was automatically that fucking nigger.
I love black people.
Black Lives Matter.
I love black people.
Black Lives Matter.
I love black people.
Well, these Black Lives Matter, they did take a kneel peacefully, and you didn't fucking listen to them. Is there lingering racism in me? Maybe. I'm with Ice Cube.
Yeah.
I'm with Ice-T.
Yeah.
I'm with Snoop Dogg.
I love black people. Yeah.
You want me to feel good about black people after being robbed?
I love black people.
Yeah. The fuck you are, it just came out.
Because I'm not a racist, I love black people.
Yeah.
I'll be fucking racist all day long. Because I'm not a racist, I love black people.
Yeah. But it's okay for them to call me a white nigger.
Because I'm not a racist, I love black people.
Yeah. They think what they do, they can get away with because they're black.
I love black people.
Yeah. Go fuck yourselves, all of you.
Because I'm not a racist, I love black people.
Yeah. I don't owe you shit, nigger.
Yes, you do.
I love black people.
Fucking thug bitches.
I love black people.
Fucking thug bitches.
I love black people.
And they said something they didn't like, it was automatically that fucking nigger.
I love black people.
Black Lives Matter.
I love black people.
Black Lives Matter.
I love black people.
Well, these Black Lives Matter, they did take a kneel peacefully, and you didn't fucking listen to them. Is there lingering racism in me? Maybe.
I'm a Niger. I'm a Niger.
Like a major Niger. You can derive what word I'm saying without saying it.
White nigger. Call me a white nigger.
I'm a Niger. I'm a Niger.
Like a major Niger.
I'm part Nigerian, which is where we get the N-word. So does that give me clout in the community? I'm just reporting facts, folks. That's all I'm doing. I'm like Alex Jones reporting facts.
I'm a Niger.
Like a major Niger.
Like when you accept Jesus, it changes your DNA. I believe that.
What the fuck is so interesting about Michelle Obama, and what the fuck did she do in the White House that made her so great anyway? And is it because she's black? Is that the only greatness she has, is she's black, and you want to try to be in the cool, I'm not racist card game? Now listen to me, you stinking frickin' flare up. You stinking fibromyalgia flare up. I was beginning to feel better. I was going to spring clean my